Eli Redmond, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the job experiment, Eli.
Thanks, it's good to be here. The roast, my favorite place to get it is there's a place called Roast House in Spokane.
Legit.
It's great. They have a roast called F-Bomb.
Nice.
It's got like
you got Will hooked.
It's got like it's really weird. It has like hints of cherry in it.
Okay.
It's really good.
Huh.
But we used to use it in the coffee shop we used to work in. It was our like espresso.
Oh, you worked in a coffee shop.
I did.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, we got lots to talk about.
But yeah, we used it for our espresso roast. But it's great. I don't get it as often because it's expensive, but
most good coffees are.
Yeah.
So what's the mix? How are you mixing French press and pour over as an AeroPress?
So the grind, it's just like I take like a medium grind.
Right.
I put it in the chamber there, over the filter, and then I only typically brew the water to like 185. It depends on like how you're gonna brew because
So you watch your temperature on your water,
and like that's
you have to.
Yeah.
That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah, you really
you're supposed to do that with.
You can brew it at 200. Like that's what French press is brewed at. That's what a lot of people do. It's just the lower the temperature, the less flavor extraction you're going to get. So you have to have a really good flavor coffee.
But also, it makes a difference, light versus dark, because the darker the roast, the hotter you want the water.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So
which is why
like,
I always get the light roast too because I make like cold brew.
So you want to talk about your experience going into Fuego?
Sure.
First?
Yeah, because I had heard about it, but I'd never been there. So I was like, Will was like, oh, you could bring coffee if you want. You don't have to. And I was like, oh, I'll get some coffee. And I was like, well, I know that Will likes Fuego coffee because I listen to the podcast.
Of course.
So I was like, I was already downtown, so I was like, I'll go find where Fuego is. So I went in, and like I said, a lot of hipsters everywhere. And no, it was cool though. I mean, the bags were right there, and you just kind of look around. They got all the dates on them. So the stuff we're drinking actually was roasted last week.
Oh, that's really cool. I didn't even know that they shared that.
Yeah, it's got the date right on the front of it.
And he brought the Colombian roast. In honor of my wife.
That's hilarious.
That's really funny. His wife's Colombian. She didn't get it.
That's the joke, in case you didn't get it.
Well, people don't know her, so I feel like they'd be like, what? Thanks for the clarity.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
The guy in front of me at Fuego, the shirt he was wearing had a hole in the back of it. Like
you said, it was like a big hole.
It was a big hole. It wasn't like a oh, that's probably a shirt. It was like in the back of his closet, and like it just is like old, and he was like working and got it torn. No, like he bought it that way. You could tell. It was like a giant hole in his back. Like I wanted. Oh yeah.
Welcome to Fuego.
I know. I'm like, and this is Fuego. And the girl who took my order had like a million piercings and like blue lipstick. I was like,
hilarious.
This is okay. Wow. Okay.
That happened. So I've recommended like a couple places to you.
Yeah.
And I feel like Ian's constantly surprised.
Like, Will goes here?
Places. Like my barber shop. He was like, wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's way too fancy. This is where he texted me while he was there. He's like, you go here? I'm like, yeah, dude. What bean, like when you're going to Wegmans and you're like in your shop, you're shopping on Sunday night or whatever,
right.
What do you pick up to like for your week?
Yeah, I mean, so it's usually 8 o'clock coffee. I mean, it's not, but.
Well, which kind?
So I had been doing the original for the longest time, but I recently switched to the hazelnut.
Okay, we're done here.
And it's am I out now? Is that it?
That's hilarious. Jack hates the hazelnut.
But I bought one bag of it, and I was like, all right, this is interesting. So
I can't stand it. Uncle Matt loves it.
Oh, I'm sure he does. He also likes McDonald's coffee. So
not anymore. He's reformed.
We've upgraded. Okay.
Well, you said they've gone down in quality.
He doesn't buy it anymore. He doesn't McDonald's going down in quality. No surprise.
Yeah,
that's funny.
I didn't know that was possible. Going down in quality.
I will say, I've only done the hazelnut once, though.
Oh, okay. So it's not like...
But you said you liked it.
I did like it.
Come on, dude.
We have Will's brother, Caleb Benson, in the house right now. This is another one. If you just finished the Eli one, you know that this was another one that was a long time coming. Caleb was always asking to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
And kept saying no.
How many episodes have you made?
This is number 31.
So Caleb owns an exclusive shirt as well from the Job Experiment merch.
Right there.
You won't be able to see it from here, but
you can see the logo right there.
it was a test run, and he's the only one who owns it, and
Yeah, you guys don't even own it.
no.
Jack was like, I'm not buying that.
I was like, why is this in our shop? Will, what are you doing?
I don't know how to design anything, so I just had ideas, and then Jack fixes them.
Well, the other reason I wanted to be on was because every other episode there's a story about, oh, my brother. I never get named in any of these podcast episodes.
Oh, that's true.
So
Really?
I
Yeah,
just
we never
gotta-
call him by name. You're always like my
I
brother.
just got to put a voice to this
Yeah.
brother.
He's the better looking,
That's all.
smarter one.
Yeah.
So here we go. Sip number 1. That's different.
It's way different.
It doesn't taste like coffee.
You know, it's a dark roast.
What the?
Oh, it is. I like the aftertaste.
It's not
I
bad.
think the aftertaste is good.
It does not taste like coffee.
It's kind of oily.
And I'm not drinking this with cream or sugar right now. It's just
Yeah.
straight.
Does it taste oily to you?
Like silky?
Yeah, I just as if I
Is
put.
there essential oils in here?
That's what. It's
I
again,
mean, I don't think so.
It does not taste like coffee. And you're right. The bitterness is just completely gone.
Yeah, it's very smooth. And
What? This is not coffee.
No, it is. Other people have said that there's like a chocolatey aftertaste.
I don't taste that.
I feel like I
don't
can
taste
taste that.
I taste
What the
olive
heck?
oil and dried leaves.
Dried leaves.
There might be a reason for that. Do you guys want to know what this
Yeah,
is?
that's why you're on.
Right away. Okay, so have you guys ever heard of kopi luwak?
No, but that sounds Hawaiian.
It's not. It's Indonesian. So
Kopi Luwak?
kopi luwak.
No, I never heard of it.
Kopi space LUWK, I think.
Okay.
So there's two things that make this super unique. One, it's the most expensive coffee in the world. Cups of this
What?
stuff around the world in like capitals, specifically like in Indonesia, you could get a cup for $100. Like you could pay up to that much for a cup.
It doesn't.
Coffee.
It doesn't taste like coffee at all.
So what's the other thing that makes it really unique?
Yo, what is in this thing? Because it does not taste like coffee.
Have you guys ever heard of the civet cat?
Yes.
It's not pee, it's cat poop.
I knew it.
We are drinking cat poop
You're
right now.
drinking poop right now. Like, I'm not even, like, straight up, you're drinking poop.
So it's not even. It's not even coffee bean.
It is.
The job experiment tries poop. What on earth?
I guess with that in line, it's not that bad.
Okay, let's get serious.
It all started
It all started.
at Camp Lolai.
Sounds like my coffee story with your dad.
Yeah. It might be just like it. Let's hear it.
I distinctly remember my first cup of coffee.
You're, so wait,
Yeah.
so you're at Camp Lolai.
I was at Camp Lolai. It
What week
during
was it?
family camp,
Okay.
either week or weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Such a horrible place
You
to
know,
have your first
it
cup.
must have been weekend. I know, it is terrible. And I wasn't even drinking it because it was coffee. But I'll get to that. So we were playing
Okay.
like Capture the Flag or,
Or Ultimate Frisbee or something.
no, it was like Capture the Flag.
At night.
At night. It was really cold.
Nice.
So it must have been
Oh.
weekend, right?
Probably.
I mean, it might have been like the Northgate Retreat or Family Camp Weekend. Like,
It could have been Northgate Retreat too. And I was really cold. And I went into the lodge where the coffee was.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need to drink something warm because I'm really cold.
yeah.
And pretty much the only thing that was warm was like leftover coffee that was still being warmed.
Oh,
Like
from,
at the end
from
of the day.
From the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
don't buy good coffee.
No.
They don't buy
Like,
good coffee, and
It was probably like Folgers.
the water back
water.
then wasn't filtered for coffee.
Oh.
So it was
Well,
like horrid.
Double whammy.
It wasn't filtered, but it was like chlorinated.
Ooh, yeah, right.
Oh, so you can
Because
just
they
drink
have to, like-
chlorine.
No, but it's
Yeah.
worse.
So that's what it tasted like. But anyway,
Oh, no.
I poured myself a cup of coffee.
You just went for it.
And someone was like, Isaac, why are you drinking coffee? And I was like, because it's warm. And they were like, but it's coffee. And I was like, but it's warm. But so that was my first cup of coffee.
Nice.
But
So did you,
I
like,
also
love it.
remember.
I like
this
how
is
he
another-
remembers all the details.
I know, this is another really important part. I remember thinking, should I put cream and sugar in it?
Yes.
this was the moment.
This is
The
interesting.
first cup was when I decided, and I said to myself, I can't put cream and sugar in it because if I do that, then I'll always have to have cream and sugar. Like if I get used to that.
That's not
so
true.
I just have to get used to it black, and it was really terrible. I mean, it was bad. I realize now that it was bad coffee.
It was awful.
But
Well, it's also
it was
terrible
also-
when you first started.
All right, we're back, and we got some rapid fire questions with Sam.
With Sam. What's your middle name?
I plead the fifth.
What's your favorite music genre?
Oh, I don't know. Like, rap? I don't know.
Okay.
It switches around sometimes.
Who's your favorite artist within rap?
Bobby Shmurda.
I don't know. Probably Kanye.
What were you going to school for when you were going to school?
Chemistry.
If you had to go on a vacation, would you want to be camping in the mountains or on a beach down south?
Ah, dude.
Ooh, that's rough.
Ah.
That's an easy one for me, but I know
Man.
you like both.
Will hates the
Okay,
beach.
I would say
Literally.
I like both a lot.
But if you had your way and it didn't matter about that, you had to. Where would you rather be? Camping. Okay.
Backpacking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
I don't know.
Ever. Like, it doesn't have to be like right now. Could be like 10 years ago or whatever. I don't know.
Maybe like Parks and Rec.
Yeah?
I asked Will this, but what do you think is the greatest video game ever made?
Dude.
It's a tough
I don't
question.
know.
Really hard.
Yeah, Will.
I love Zelda. Zelda's really fun.
Which one?
Yeah.
It's the best.
Like old, like Nintendo DS
dude.
or what? Like, what are we talking about?
Game Boy Color.
It would definitely, I'd definitely be biased based on nostalgia, but I really like Twilight Princess. A lot of people didn't like that, but you get to turn into a wolf in that one. It's pretty
that's
cool.
sick. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Legend.
Man.
When did you find out you were gluten-free, Albert?
I was in 8th grade, so like
Was that
14.
long ago?
Yeah, it doesn't even feel like it was that long, but
No.
Yeah. What would you say is the best coffee you've ever had before? It could be iced, hot, from any place ever. Jamaican me crazy, anything.
definitely McDonald's. No. Probably one of the times that like you made coffee for us, and then we were just like hanging out, and it just, I don't know, just tasted
We're doing
really
an
good.
episode on 8 o'clock, so we're trying to get like different opinions.
I'm so offended. I mean, you're doing it on 8 o'clock, and it's an afterthought that you bring me in. That's hurtful. So not that you ever would have had me on your show, but now it's all
we
bets
need
are
to
off.
have you
I'm
on
not,
the show.
no, it's not gonna happen.
You gotta
Not gonna
fix
happen.
all the things we've said wrong.
Yeah, and let's see, how far do we have to go back? Oh, that's right, episode 1.
Yeah, that's right.
What was wrong in episode 1?
I don't know, but I was the topic of conversation. It wasn't very positive, but that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
It's because we were talking about how he doesn't care about the flavor because he's buying McDonald's, I think.
And the frugality thing came up. I mean, there was a lot of things, but, you know, my therapist helped me through all of that, so I'm fine.
It's gotta be
I'm-
somewhat of a frugality thing, because you eat at 8 o'clock and McDonald's. Those are your two favorite coffees.
It's just the weirdest thing because there's a lot of reasons that I would go with frugality, but not with coffee. Like, it just, those are.
It just happens to be that
Yeah.
you like those ones.
Yeah.
Is it possible, though, that it's because you drink coffee for so long that by now you just don't care?
That's the weirdest thing is that 8 o'clock is like the only coffee that when I want to feel comfort food or whatever, I just want to relax and take it easy. That's the first thing that comes to mind. And it just, without it, if we go on vacation, we go somewhere where I can't get it, it's.
You fallen out of a tree stand before?
Oh boy.
I don't know if I heard about that.
It was mostly because of my knee last year. But
Oh, maybe you did tell me then.
it was when I was climbing up. And
That whole morning was a cluster.
it was really bad.
We didn't go. We went to a spot. The wind wasn't right. I was like, well, we can blast over to this other spot before light. We'll get there. 4-wheel drive was broken in the truck. Whatever. Didn't think it would be a big deal because it's usually not back there. And I sent Will over to the tree. He knew right where it was. He went to the tree. I went to my spot, and he called me like 15 minutes later saying that he fell out of the tree stand. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, I get down super fast. I think this guy like fell out of the tree.
I didn't know you
right?
had down.
Dude, he climbed up like 3 rungs of the ladder and fell out.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds
I went
about right.
up to the top, and he's a lot taller than me. Not a lot taller, but like you're like 6 inches taller than me, right? How tall are you? Almost 6 foot.
Almost 6 foot. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're like 5 inches taller than me. And you set yours. The ladder was like here, and the stand was here.
Yeah.
You had to step up into it. Anyways,
Which
and
is not recommended. You should always step down into your stand, not
Yeah.
step up into the stand.
Well,
Like you should have rungs of the ladder going past the stand,
which is
Right, that makes sense.
so you can
which
just step over into it.
Yeah, which is super nice.
I
Not-
didn't do that.
this was.
I was like, well, I have a limb here. We can grab this limb and kind of pull myself up.
And I had never
Be
been
great.
in this stand before, and I think and I was also a little freaked out because a few weeks before this, we went to that same spot, and you almost fell out of that stand. We had to swap the stand out.
Yeah, because the cable broke on it. Yeah.
Oh shit.
That whole tree
Luckily, I had
area
my harness on.
was just like, it's bad. It's
Yeah.
bad.
So you literally got 3 steps up and then just fell?
No, I went to the top, and I was like, I can't get into this tree stand. So I started going down, and then my knee gave out, and I'm like, I'm close enough to the bottom. I couldn't get my knee pod back in, so I jumped.
Just tuck and roll.
Landed on my back.
Yeah, what do you mean your
But
knee
I
just
had-
gave out?
Well, you know how my knee was like all shot? It still kind of is, but I couldn't get it back in the socket.
My
And
goodness.
so I couldn't put any weight on it to get to the next rung.
And that was
So
from
I just jumped.
when you rolled the 4-wheeler. That was that. Oh, okay.
And luckily I had my Fanatic pack on, and it had some stuff in it, like my
This dude fell on his backpack.
What's a Fanatic pack?
Fanatic pack.
Oh, okay.
It's a Sika pack.
Of course it is. Forgive me for not knowing.
Uncultured.
Yeah, right.
Jeepers.
It's a giant, freaking beautiful pillow, essentially.
It is just a big bag.
So
of
you
fluff.
fell three rungs down. You're completely fine, right?
I mean, I definitely took my breath away for probably like 5 minutes. I laid there and I was like, oh my god.
So you just called him up. I can't move.
I don't know if I called you or texted you.
You might have texted me and said I fell out.
No, yeah, you texted me and you were like, are you set up? And I'm like, not really.
He's the most non-specific texter I think I know. He'll just be, I fell out of my tree stand. Oh my gosh. He fell out. Like, do I need to call 911? Like, dude.
Because we have had buddies who have fallen, like, pretty far.
Well, I'm sure it happens.
Yeah.
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 Like that one.
Yeah, strap
guy
gives
fell
out or
down
something.
when
Yeah,
you
my
were-
buddy broke his back. Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Fully recovered, by the way.
Okay.
Just figure I should make
Shout out to
make
that
sure
guy.
I say that.
I'm
Yeah.
glad you're doing good.
Yeah.
I mean, it does happen all the time.
Yeah. All the time. People
I feel like we
paying
get
attention,
smarter-
not wearing harnesses.
We get smarter every year, though. Like last year, I got a harness.
Yep.
This year, we put lifelines on our tree stands. Imagine that. Freaking genius.
Yeah.
Oh, it's almost like they had those things for a reason, right?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
I'm embarrassed to say. I mean, I've hunted for, 12, 13 years, something like that. I only started wearing a harness like 3 years ago. Really,
like,
really stupid.
I feel like you didn't really start wearing one hardcore until last year.
Yeah.
And Nikki,
Really stupid.
I told Nikki, I was
Really.
like, yeah, I'm buying a harness. And I was like, yeah, you spent $100 on a harness or whatever. And she's like, oh, that's good. Like that's good. That you
Oh, that's
bought a nice
definitely worth
harness.
it.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You just don't know.
Oh, yeah, and I could have gotten one for like $40, but this one was Sitka. So.
Shocker, right? Oh my god.